You can live as the exception. The general rule when COVID came was that everybody was getting COVID. But some of us became the exception to that general rule by the power of God. And we do not give the glory for that to just saying that just a coincidence. We give the glory to that to God. We don't believe in coincidences. We believe in divine destiny. We believe in the power of God seeing us through life. So they will tell you, their experts will tell you that the murder of all pandemics are still coming. By the time it arrives, how are you going to mark yourself safe from that? How would you ensure that you carry the atmosphere of Goshen so that the plagues that are coming, pandemics and plagues, will not affect you? So you must learn how to, by faith and by the word of God, turn your life into a blue zone, into a safe zone. Turn the atmosphere. As a father, as a mother, you have a responsibility because your children are your dependents. They are your dependents. They depend on you for survival. They depend on you to be safe in this world. They depend on you to be preserved from the perils of the perilous times. So the question I want to ask you is that how do you turn the environment around your children into a blue zone, whereas they are continuously in safety? It is important for us to understand. Very quickly, let's go to the book of Exodus. I want to show us something in the book of Exodus that was said when the plagues were ravaging in Egypt. In Exodus chapter 8, beginning from verse 21, it says, "Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, upon thy servants, upon thy people, into thy houses. The houses of the Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies, and also the ground whereon they are." Swarms of flies that will carry diseases. The same way now, bacteria or viruses carry diseases into, and then it becomes airborne. COVID-19 was airborne. So that was a plague. COVID-19 was a plague. The swarm of flies that was sent into the house of the Egyptians was also a plague. In verse 22, he says, "And I will sever in that day the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that there will be no swarm of flies there." In other words, I will sever the land of Goshen in which my people are, and there will be no viruses in those environments where they live. In other words, in 2025, even if they say there is another pandemic, I will sever the house of Ayoluwa Oyeleri. I will sever the house of whatever is your name, so that viruses will not be there. Their houses will be as Goshen in the midst of Egypt, where there is light, there is health, there is long life and prosperity. So we have a responsibility to look into the Word of God and see how to, by the wisdom of God and by the power of God, turn our lives and the very environment, the atmosphere that will carry into Goshen, that becomes impenetrable for the evils that is ravaging Egypt. You can have such a strong atmosphere and presence of the Spirit that nothing can penetrate, nothing can get close to you. The Bible talks about God that He dwells in unapproachable light. He is covered in light. That light is a security. So you can't even go through because you can't approach the light. If you get too close to the light, it will disappear. You too can live in such light that you are unapproachable to evils. You are unapproachable to viruses that are destroying people in the world, to sicknesses, curable or incurable, that is cutting the lives of people short. And when you become that, you become unapproachable. Your life becomes a safe zone, a blue zone, that nothing evil can penetrate. That word, sever, in Exodus 8 verse 22, it talks, if you look